Thanks for joining us today, and welcome to the Million Dollar Highway and the Red Mountain Pass. The Million Dollar Highway is a little tiny spur off of US Highway 50 called US Highway 550. It's this stretch here from Ouray to Silverton, Colorado. A lot of people make it up to Ouray for the sightseeing, the quaint little town we're going to have a look at in a moment, Nordic activities, and hiking. However, that's usually as far as they make it because it's a little bit daunting to start in this semi-arid climate at about 7,706 feet and climb to well over 11,000 feet into an alpine climate. Heck, if Ouray's as far as you get, that's fine. I mean, it's gorgeous. The area is also referred to as the Switzerland of America because of its resemblance to the Swiss and French Alps. The town itself is full of quaint shops, activities, and seasonal events. Ouray, of course, is not your typical fare for my channel. It's sitting with a population of 1,013 people, give or take. But I'm here to look at the slew of abandoned mines and historical districts that lie across the Million Dollar Highway. We're going to follow this river all the way down the valley through the Million Dollar Highway. And through that, we're going to be able to see a lot of mining installations, villages, as well as entire towns that have been abandoned from varying times, as far back as the 1800s or as recent as just the 1980s. In this video, I want to explore something a little different. I want to explore the road itself, the road we took, the Million Dollar Highway. It goes by many names, the Scenic Byway, and if you're being dramatic, it's referred to as the Highway to Hell. And seeing as this road has been here for some time, it has claimed many lives, and the Animas River is the site of one of the worst ecological disasters in U.S. history. Not to mention, the road itself is extremely historic. While the highway we see today was built in the 1880s, the original trail that it was built upon was the Trail of the Ancients Byway. In other words, this passageway dates back to the start of recorded history and then some. It provides us insights into the lives and migration habits of the ancestral Pueblans, Navajo, Ute, and Apache people. With this much history, it has a big head start on the total death count and continues to add to this count each year. It has a seasonal hazard for just about every season of the year. In fact, many of these tunnels we've been looking at are here to prevent avalanches. Well, at least prevent them from covering the road. Some were built in the 1880s and others were retrofitted, such as this modern avalanche chute. This ribbon of asphalt snakes through over 100 named avalanche paths and countless unnamed snow runs. This winter blasted Colorado with its third largest snowpack to date. The highway had 500 torrents down its slopes. It killed 3 people, fully buried 2, and nearly overtook a snowplow. According to data from the Colorado Avalanche Information Center, the highway saw 54 slides in 2018 and 140 slides in 2017. Meaning we've seen a 72% increase in avalanches in the last year. You can see a little bit of the damage they do here. They lay down entire forests, particularly aspen trees. They snap them like they're toothpicks. These things come down with quite the force. So, we have avalanches as a seasonal hazard. But what about the perpetual hazards? Well, how about this one? No guardrails. Well, very, very few guardrails, that is. Frankly, the road itself is a hazard. The first time you drive it, expect sweaty palms. You'll see sheer drops over 2,000 feet along the entire road, hairpins enough to make anyone seasick. Since 1992, 412 lives were taken by this road that we're aware of. Colorado Department of Transportation, CDOT, spends an average of $2 million per year maintaining this 24-mile, 38-kilometer section of highway. In an interview with the Telluride Times, a CDOT representative, Nancy Shanks, gave a few simple tips for surviving the Million Dollar Highway. Shanks said, know the conditions, obey the speed limit, and if you're a truck driver, put on your chains. You'll see posted warnings and examples of the dangers along the entire route, such as this memorial to Reverend Hudson and his 2 daughters, Amelia and Pauline, who washed away in the 1920s. Sad example here of Edgar A. Vargas, a young man who ran off the road just a few years ago in 2015. And here we see a monument erected to Robert Miller, Terry Krishpaw, and Eddie Immel, dying in 1970, 78, and 92 respectively. People do like to leave trinkets here, but actually, it's not encouraged by CDOT. Being as that was the organization they were serving when they passed, I think it's especially important to respect those wishes. And on that note, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of the plow drivers of Colorado. You guys really put your necks on the line for us, and we appreciate you. Thanks. As with anywhere, with glaciers, snowpack, and avalanches, you're going to have waterfalls. And this year, they are aplenty. They're everywhere. And we've got a lot of people up here just to marvel at the waterfalls themselves. It's a simple equation, really. The more snowpack we have, the more numerous the waterfalls become, and the more busy this road gets. This is one of the most popular pull-offs. Well, in fact, it's the only pull-off where you can take a breath of fresh air, get your nerves together, and enjoy this view. Tucked behind this road barrier, you're going to find a monument to Otto Myers, the man who built this road in 1881. It was erected by a grateful people 45 years later in 1926. And when you consider what they had to deal with before Otto got his hands on this road, it was a vast improvement, and they had something to be grateful for. And we're left now with this beautiful vista and view of this 2,000-foot waterfall and this bridge that serves as a monument to Otto's work. Otto was an Estonian immigrant who became locally famous for building the Galloping Railroads and the Rio Grande Southern Railway. Otto began dynamiting for a basic tollway above the city of Ure, and at that time, it was said that Myers was spending $1,000 per foot of construction. When it was all put together, this would equate to $1 million per mile. Shortly after word of Otto's expensive engineering marvels spread, the small tollway became nationally known as the $1 Million Highway. Otto's legacy will stand the test of time, but his road isn't up to today's standards. In fact, this road would not be built at all today. Those waterfalls I mentioned are a bit of a double-edged sword. In fact, they can quickly become a hazard and overtake the road this time of year. This small stretch of highway has made its way to several large publications and most dangerous lists. Popular Mechanics ranked it 3 out of 10, and it's the only road in the continental USA ranked by USA Today's list of the world's most dangerous roads. The automotive blog Road Crazed and DangerousRoads.org ranked the $1 Million Highway as the most dangerous road worldwide. If you are measuring how dangerous a road is by the number of fatal deaths that happened on it, the $1 Million Highway is the winner with no contest. This is especially astonishing when you consider the fact that things like the Kabul-Jabalabad Highway in Afghanistan and the Naga Parbat Pass in Pakistan were included in most of these publications, considerations, and lists. Perhaps Highway to Hell isn't such a bad name after all. While it's unfortunate we were caught in a storm, and by no means was that planned, we have included the link below to the complete raw footage just so you can get an idea of how intense that can be. It's a big trip. You start here in a semi-arid climate and end up here in an alpine tundra. Drivers, you're going to want to focus on the road. Passengers, this is really something to marvel at. If you have experience driving on the mountains and you're comfortable in these situations, I encourage you to check out the $1 Million Highway. Thanks for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe.